Hello, my name is Hector Contreras. My team members are Audrey Lee, Alexis Hoskins, and Nicholas Tukey. We are HAAN Footwear Company, Team 3F. So HAAN, it originated from first letter of each of our names. That's how it came about, and we're happy to be part of HAAN Footwear Company. Next slide, please. So our strategic vision statement is no foot should have to go uncovered. HAANCO will provide a quality product mix at an affordable price. A diverse choices backed by quality will provide options for the global market. So if we could have been a nonprofit organization, we would have, but the fact that we needed to make money and come through, we wanted to still offer a quality product mix at an affordable price. We did this by giving us a diverse amount of shoes to be offered, but still giving the global market an opportunity to afford the shoe. Next slide, please. Our competitor strategy in North America goes as this. Our company utilized a global differentiation strategy. Our goal was to set a brand apart from the competition by offering a decent quality shoe and a high variety of models at an affordable price. The purchase of a pair of shoes reward consumers at a rebate of at least $2 per pair across the global market. Our decision to initially keep costs low and offer many models set us on the path of differentiation strategy. The condition of the industry was continuously improving, with the forecasted increased consumer demand over the next 3 years. The industry leader at year 17 was Enhanced Footwear and the D Company. Industry winner was Enhanced Footwear with an overall score of 115. Enhanced Footwear utilized a focused strategy offering a high-end quality product, and so Enhanced Footwear, they use the high-end quality product and luxury with low models, and they did this, and they didn't really have to compete against a big market share because they're one of the few companies that did this. Our approach was kind of a mass, competition against other markets, and we had issues, trying to compete, and they did not. We did try to play with it in year 15, and we failed miserably. And going forward, that's not who we are. We wanted to offer affordable shoe but also keep the quality of the product. Next slide.
My name is Audrey Lee, and I will be going over our net revenues. So as you can see, our net revenues from year 10 to 11, we're on a good path upwards, and then they slowly took a dip from year 11 to year 13. From there, we made some changes and adjusted our quality, cut some costs, and increased some marketing. And we saw an increase in revenues from years 13 through 17. After really tweaking our strategy, year 15, we saw a significant increase in revenues in year 16, and they evened out over year 17. So our goal to increase revenues was to keep producing a shoe that people were able to buy in any market across the globe. We reduced our manufacturing costs to enable low prices and offer consistent quality. And our efforts to remain competitive were successful, and it shows because our revenues did increase significantly from years 15 through year 17. Next slide. Our earnings per share, they started off low at around $2, and they slightly increased to $2.26, but they did drop significantly year 15, and they got to their lowest point at 0.24 cents. We did some modifications to our strategy. We increased our models, we lowered some manufacturing costs, and we lowered our warehouse costs per shoe. And we saw that in year 16, we were able to drastically increase our earnings per share back up to our starting point at $2.37. once we reached a stock price of $15 in year 16, we were able to repurchase the majority of our outstanding shares, which also led to an increase in earnings per share. And a lot of this was due to just like inconsistent efforts in our revenues. We were spending too much and not making nearly as much. So once we figured that out and kept our costs low while still maintaining the same amount of revenues, we were able to kind of even that out and get us back to where we were. Next slide. And similar to our earnings per share, our stock price had a very similar trajectory. Like it started off higher, got low, and then brought itself back up. And same thing, it took a hit because we were not able to generate consistent profits. And due to the lack of our company-wide strategy not being implemented properly, not all measures were taken to monitor our profit margins. And since like our profits were inconsistent, our stock price was also very inconsistent. Once we were able to get our profits positive over a few years, you can tell like from year 15 through year 17, our stock price was going up, and if things continued, our stock price would be significantly higher in year 18 as well. Our total revenues did increase over the 7-year span from year 10 through 17, with the exception of year 12 and 13. But with the increase in revenues, we were also increasing our expenses. And so without doing that strategically, our profits were all over the place, and therefore so was our stock price. Our stock price also impacted our earnings per share, so that makes sense as to why our earnings per share and our stock price were up and down for the majority of the years. But we did get back up to $21.55 in year 17. And if we kept going, it probably would have gone back up to our original starting point at $30 and hopefully upwards from there. Next slide.
All right, so my name is Nicholas Tupi, and I'll be going over the competitor analysis. So although this slide only shows the North American segment, the similarity between all 4 regions was constant. Company C had a similar strategy by offering a low-cost price with an average SQ rating. And the difference between Company C and ourselves is that Company C offered a private label segment in all the regions more than once. This team was an effective competitor because they took much of our market share. It did not allow us to gain initial momentum. Company C also won the market share for many years compared to us because of their bold advertising strategy. As we started to spend more in brand advertising, we started to gain some of the market share. So that can be seen in the top graph, where towards the end it does start to go up for us with the wholesale price, and then the SQ rating jumping from year 14 to year 15 pretty drastically, and then going down a little bit thereafter. So going over the competitor strategy in further detail, we created a bigger market strategy to attract more customers to our low price shoes. That entailed more celebrity endorsements, internet advertising, and taking out a loan for good advertisement. And so we had to make sure that the company sounded like it was the best out there. And so we didn't have the funds to do that at the time, so that required taking out the loan to make sure that we were able to do that. We also had to create a better quality shoe the more you received attraction. So for us, it was trying to gain a foothold with more market share, and then from that point, creating a higher quality shoe for a higher price, which then allowed us to operate at a higher profit margin. So those were the steps to get there. Shipping is a big deal in today's age. Having faster delivery times and free shipping over a certain purchase amount, so that encourages customers to spend more money on the site and on the shoes, and then it takes the logistics part of it in order to fulfill those orders and to be able to ship them out wherever they're needed and in a timely manner to keep the customer satisfaction high. Another key factor is the employee recognition. Employees are the key to a successful business, so proper recognition of that and rewarding outstanding performance positively reinforces maximum effort from the employees. So it's just kind of a cycle where you get them working at a high level, rewarding that high performance, and then going from there.
My name is Alexis Hoskins. I'm going to go ahead and do the lessons learned. The lessons learned was to always stay true to your strategy and maximize your strengths. Only divert if necessary. So if your company finds something that really works for them, try to stick to it, but also don't be afraid to take risks, because sometimes you may take the risk and it may be really good for your company in the end. Aim to obtain celebrity endorsements who appeal to the majority of consumers. Celebrities are a great way to market your company. The more people see celebrities wearing your product, they're going to want to buy them, because who doesn't want to be like their favorite celebrity? Regularly review industry reports and monitor competitor performance. Always stay up to date with other companies, especially your competitors. This will help you with your next strategy. Focus on increasing profits while maintaining quality. SOQ ratings and image ratings are really big. Adapt to changes in the industry in each market segment. Adapting to change can be hard, but that just makes your company even more stronger. Manufacturing companies where cost of labor is less expensive. This is a good way to also do that. I know companies like Nike and other places use that to help them create their product at a lower cost, and then eventually they are able to also produce their product internationally, because it's obviously made over there. Purchase equipment and fixed assets early on to be able to generate enough revenue to cover cost. Spend your money in the beginning. That's really what you need. Starting up a business, you need money to make money. Aim to meet investors' expectations, but never shift away from customer satisfaction. Your biggest goal is always to make your customers happy. If they like your product, they're going to continue to, purchase your product. It's always good to market your product too, even more so, because that'll get your customers excited for the next shoe release if you have one. Try your best to learn from mistakes. I think we did a good job of learning from our mistakes. We did see a few mistakes that we did, but we're able to bring it back up in the end. And, eventually that would even make it bigger one day. Next slide. This is the end of our presentation. Basically, we learned a lot throughout this game. Our beginning goal was to have a set quality mix of affordable shoes, and also maybe even go international. We learned a lot from year 11 through 13, and after year 15, we were able to make it back. Now we know that celebrities are a big help. We did use Kimmy Jimmel in our strategy, and we noticed he did make a lot of, he brought a lot of our product up because people did see him wearing our product. So we just, made sure to keep him at least along with us. Also, eventually, after we would get higher in the years 18 through 20, we would probably be able to create a better quality shoe and have even more celebrity endorsements. So I think in the end, we did do a good job and we learned a lot with this whole game. And thank you so much for having us.